everybody. Thank you for reading chapter 1 if you did, and welcome back to chapter 2. So in the last one we left off with Margot and Josh breaking up and Lara Jean baking some cookies for Kitty because she'd made her upset. So chapter 2. The next morning, Margot is making coffee and I'm pouring cereal in bowls, and I say the thing I've been thinking all morning. Just so you know, Daddy and Kitty are going to be really upset. When Kitty and I were brushing our teeth just now, I was tempted to go ahead and spill the beans, but Kitty was still mad at me from yesterday, so I kept quiet. She didn't even acknowledge my cookies, though I know she ate them, because all that was left on the plate were crumbs. Margot lets out a heavy sigh. So am I supposed to stay with Josh because of you and Daddy and Kitty? No, I'm just telling you. It's not like he would come over here that much once I was gone, anyway. I frown. This didn't occur to me that Josh would stop coming over because Margot was gone. He was coming over long before they were ever a couple, so I don't see why he should stop. He might, I say. He really loves Kitty. She pushes the start button on the coffee machine. I'm watching her super carefully because Margot's always been the one to make coffee, and I never have. And now that she's leaving, only 6 more days, I'd better know how. With her back to me, she says, maybe I won't even mention it to them. I think they'll figure it out when he's not at the airport, Gogo. Gogo is my nickname for Margot, as in Gogo Boots. How many cups of water did you put in there? And how many spoons of coffee beans? I'll write it all down for you, Margot assures me. In the notebook. We keep a house notebook by the fridge. Margot's idea, of course. It has all the important numbers and Daddy's schedule and Kitty's carpool. Make sure you put in the number for all the new dry cleaners, I say. Already done. Margot slices a banana for her cereal. Each slice is perfectly thin. And also, Josh wouldn't have to come to the airport with us anyway. You know how I feel about sad goodbyes. Margot makes a face. Ugh, emotions. I do know. When Margot decided to go to college in Scotland, it felt like a betrayal. Even though I knew it was coming, because of course she was going to go to college somewhere far away, and of course she was going to go to college in Scotland and study anthropology, because she's Margot, the girl with the maps and the travel books and the plans. Of course she would leave us one day. I'm still mad at her just a little, just a teeny tiny bit. Obviously I know it's not her fault, but she's going so far away, and we always said we'd be the song girls forever. Margot first, me in the middle, and my sister Kitty last. On her birth certificate, she's Catherine, but to us, she's Kitty. Occasionally, we call her Kitten, because that's what I called her when she was born. She looked like a scrawny, hairless kitten. We are the 3 song girls. There used to be 4. My mum. Eve song. Evie to my dad. Mummy to us. Eve to everyone else. Song was my last name. My mum's last name. Our last name is Covey. Covey like Lovey, not Cove. But the reason we're the song girls and not the Covey girls is my mum used to say that she was a song girl for life, and Margot said that we should be too. We all have Song for our middle name, and we look more Song than Covey anyway, more Korean than white. At least Margot and I do. Kitty looks most like Daddy. Her hair is light brown like his. People say I look the most like Mummy, but I think Margot does, with her high cheekbones and dark eyes. It's been almost 6 years now, and sometimes it feels like just yesterday she was here, and sometimes it feels like she never was, only in our dreams. She'd mopped the floor that morning. They were shiny, and everything smelled like lemons and clean house. The phone was ringing in the kitchen. She came running in to answer it, and she slipped. She hit her head on the floor, and she was unconscious. But then she woke up, and she was fine. That was her lucid interval. That's what they call it. A little while later, she said she had a headache. She went to lie down on the couch, and then she didn't wake up. Margot was the one who found her. She was 12. She took care of everything. She called 911, she called Daddy. She told me to watch over Kitty, who was only 3. I turned the TV on for Kitty in the playroom, and I sat with her. That's all I did. I don't even know what I would have done if Margot hadn't been there. Even though Margot is only 2 years older than me, I look up to her more than anybody. When other adults find out that my dad is a single father of 3 girls, they shake their heads in admiration. Like, how does he do it? How does he ever manage that all by himself? The answer is Margot. She's been an organizer from the start. Everything labelled and scheduled and arranged in neat, even rows. Margot is a good girl, and I guess Kitty and I followed her lead. I never cheated or gotten drunk or smoked a cigarette or even had a boyfriend. We tease Daddy and say how lucky he is that we're all so good. But the truth is, we're the lucky ones. He's a really good dad, and he tries hard. He doesn't always understand us, but he tries. That's the important thing. We three song girls have an unspoken pact to make life as easy as possible for Daddy. But then again, maybe it's not so unspoken. Because how many times have I heard Margot say, "Shh, be quiet. Daddy's taking a nap before he has to go back to the hospital." Or, "Don't bother Daddy with that. Do it yourself." I've asked Margot what she thinks it would have been like if Mummy hadn't died. Like, would we spend more time with our Korean side of the family and not just Thanksgiving and New Year's Day? Or, Margot doesn't see the point in wondering. This is our life. There's no use in asking what if. No one could ever give you the answers. I try, I really do. But it's hard for me to accept this way of thinking. I'm always wondering about the what ifs and the road not taken. Daddy and Kitty come downstairs at the same time. Margot pours Daddy a cup of coffee, black, and I pour milk in Kitty's cereal bowl. I push it in front of her, and she turns her head away from me and gets a yogurt out the fridge. She takes it into the living room to eat in front of the TV, so she's still mad. "I'm going to Costco later today, so you girls make a list of whatever you need," Daddy asks, taking a big sip of coffee. "I think I'll pick up some New York strips for dinner. We can grill out. Should I get one for Josh too?" My head whips in Margot's direction. She opens her mouth and closes it, then says, "No, just get enough for the four of us, Daddy." I give her a reapproving look and she ignores me. I've never known Margot to chicken out before, but I suppose in matters of the heart, there's no predicting how a person will or won't behave. Okay guys, that's the end of chapter 2. Thanks so much for listening. Come back for chapter 3, which will be uploaded either tomorrow or the day after. Or maybe even today. Sorry it's not a definite time, but I am trying as hard as I can to get these done in the midst of doing everything that I have to do, especially. But thank you guys so much for watching and spread it around to your friends. Bye. Peace.